Well, how goes it, everyone? I got another knife here. Fancy that, huh? Yeah, this is another Samior knife. I'd taken a look at one a long time ago that was G10 with some actual carbon fiber that had some voids in it and whatnot. And, whatever. But I came across this guy. Kind of comes in a little steel box with a bead chain and everything on it. And it's this, and it's absolutely minuscule. Kerblam. There we go. Yeah, this guy has a blade. Yeah, about an inch and a quarter. That's what I would call it. Now, what makes this guy kind of interesting to me is these are titanium handles. They've been anodized green, so, fairly high voltage kind of thing on there. And the blade on it, and you can actually see the kind of line going through there. This is a Damascus steel blade with a VG10 core on it. Which is pretty darn interesting because this knife comes in at like 25 bucks. Now, yes, it is very, very, very tiny. It's a, two-finger knife, which is fine if you want to, pinch it if you're opening boxes. Same kind of thing you'd do with like a Swiss Army knife, I would assume. But, yeah, it's a full titanium lock flipper with pretty premium materials for not a whole lot of money. Yes, it is economies of scale. The thing is, as I'd said before, super small. But, yeah, I'm rather amused by it. You can see some micro milling going on there. And changes up a little bit around what I would call the bolster area on that flat there. And yeah, it is missing a couple of creature comforts, but yeah, I will get into that a little bit here. So, first off, flipping action on this thing, hey, works super great. No blade play that I got going on with this thing, and yeah, it just rockets out there, so that's cool. Oops, I got a little thing of twisted sisal rope on it. But yeah, the action on this thing, closing it, is not good. It's yeah, I mean it doesn't really make a sound or anything like that, but you can feel basically the different layers of Damascus and whatnot going on, and there's a reason for that. And I will kind of get into that once we take a peek under the hood. So why don't we do that, shall we? Now, this thing luckily does have hardware that's able to be dealt with. They're T6 all around. So I will take that one on the back spacer here, and one here on the front. All right, and then yep, scale's gonna pop off. So first thing you're gonna kind of notice here is there's no steel insert on there. So yeah, the titanium lockup is right against the blade. That's not the absolute end of the world. Hey, Chris Reeve knives have gotten away with it since the beginning of time. But there's also no steel bearing race. It's riding directly on the titanium scales here. Speaking of, next up, yes, this guy actually does have ball bearings on the pivots. Well, these are steel bearings. They're not ceramic. Doesn't necessarily make much of a difference to me either way. And we have a little internal blade stop going on here. So yeah, what's causing most of the problems here is, well, for one, it's trying to ride. Come on, you can focus. There you go. Yeah, it's trying to ride on, some of these layers, since this is a laminated steel kind of thing. And it's also the bearings are riding directly on titanium, which is, slowly grinding a groove into it. So, yeah, it's missing a couple of creature comforts. The one that I would really, really like to see would be some bearing races in here. They don't have to be much, just something. But yeah, other than that, this thing is quite amusing to me. This is probably one of the smallest knives that I have, if not the smallest. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. At least at this point, I can say that this is, overall package, the smallest knife that I have. But I actually like this thing quite a bit. Yes, the size does amuse me greatly in that kind of shack kind of way. See, there's probably not a great way to... Oh. Yeah, there is. I can just do it sideways. So yeah, and I do like it in that shack kind of way of, you know, I'm a relatively large guy. And so playing around with small things. Apparently too small in this particular instance. Here we go. It does amuse me. Yes, this is not the most practical thing in the world. And I certainly didn't think that it was going to be practical when I purchased it. I guess some of the reviews on this thing do specifically mention that, yeah, this thing is a little too small to be able to use. I have the pivot a little too tight on this guy. But, yeah, you just kind of have to look at the fact that this guy's got an 1.25 inch blade and realize that, well, that's not going to be a full-size knife. But for a mere $25, you can brag that you have a Damascus, decently cored Damascus steel blade on a titanium frame lock. For $25, that's really hard to beat. Yeah, because it does have the internal blade stop there, it does cut out into there. You know, I don't really like that. This one might be a little bit more affected by that because it doesn't have a pocket clip or anything. So unless you plan on using this little pocket chain or whatever to wear it around your neck, then yeah, it's going in your pocket or purse or whatever the hell you want to carry a knife in, and that's just going to pick up everything. In a pocket, probably all sorts of lint. If you're the type of person that carries a purse, it's probably going to have, I don't know, Nature's Valley granola bar explosions going in there or whatnot. Yeah. But overall, super happy with it. It's a $25 knife with VG10 Damascus, titanium, and hey, it's not the best edge in the world, but it's very, very, very serviceable. I haven't sharpened it or anything, but yeah, it is nice. So there you go. There is a Samior knife that I actually like quite a bit. Spoiler alert, I think the next couple of them that I'm going to be taking a look at, I don't have such fond feelings for, and you'll kind of see that. I'd actually filmed this video first, and then was referring to it by the wrong name and some other stuff. So, yeah, this is the Samior JJ005. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Yeah, well, a lot of Chinese manufacturers really do like to use numbers for their models because they're much more internationally understood. But you know, that's why you get into things like monitor names that are, you know, just the most amazing. Like, oh, this is a 24G858PQW or something like that. It's because it's much easier than throwing some Chinese characters on it, which would have a very specific name, but no one would be able to read it or understand. So there you go. There's kind of your thought process behind a lot of Chinese manufacturing using numbers and letters rather than actual names for their products. Alrighty. Well, as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, yo.